Hey, Howard, any questions yet? If you guys have any questions, type them in right there, Howard, with the...
We have an audio problem, so we're checking on it.
Talking to myself. Talking to... Got audio?
It's the audio problem.
All right. So I start all over?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, so we don't have a 9 p.m. newscast today here on Peachtree TV because of basketball, but we are going live on Facebook for about 15 minutes, taking any questions that you guys have for us. If you didn't know, I'm mastered in the ATL. I cover everything that's arts, entertainment, film that goes on right here in our beautiful city of the ATL and the surrounding areas. I have my producer next to me, one of our executive producers, Howard Dorsey, right here. He is going to take your questions that you have for us. I can talk to you about anything that goes on in the newsroom, behind the scenes, how Ashton and the ATL got started. You guys just let me know. So we'll be taking your questions for the next 15 minutes. Anything in there, Chief?
No, everyone was asking about whether or not they could hear you. Lisa, ask Lisa if she can hear you now.
Lisa, can you hear me now?
Okay, that's one.
Okay.
CRVR, the sound is working again.
Yes.
That's good.
Thank you guys for tuning in, by the way. I appreciate it.
Dennis and Phyllis Beam say they don't have any sound. Can you check to see if they have
Okay,
sound now?
Dennis, can you hear me? Do I have sound for you now? We were having some issues at the top of the show.
I think we're good.
I think we're
Everyone
good?
else says we have sound. I hear you. Yep, they hear you.
Okay, awesome. Anything that you guys would like to talk about tonight? About the newscast? I mean, it's pretty empty here today. It's just me. So feel free to talk about or ask anything that you'd like.
Sabrina wants to know if there's going to be a St. Patrick's Day parade this weekend.
Sabrina wants to know if there's going to be a St. Patrick's Day parade this weekend in the ATL.
Yeah, I think so.
Where do you live? Brittany Adney is here, one of our reporters. She says there.
Say where I live.
Not where do you live? Which area?
Midtown, up there.
Midtown, Sabrina.
It starts at 12.
It starts at noon and it goes
There's 11
up Peachtree.
spot with a fold-out chair.
Okay, till 6. So they'll have plenty of time to drink beers, green beers, hang out, have one for me, because Sunday I will be hosting a girls' brunch at my place, being boring. Anyway, so let me talk to you a little bit about how Astrid and the ATL got started. Since I was about 4 years old, I always wanted to be a journalist, and something that I wanted to do. I grew up and born in Colombia, South America, where at that time journalists were having a hard time doing their job because of a lot of civil unrest. Anyway, I've always had an admiration for reporters, wanted to do that, came to the U.S., graduated with bachelor's in broadcast journalism, worked really hard, and ended up doing what I love. 2 years ago, though, I wanted to switch. Always loved entertainment industry, and I felt that Atlanta at that time really needed a section just dedicated to it. So much is coming out of the city. It was booming. Music, of course, we all know that Atlanta for years now has been the mecca for that. And now, of course, with the movie industry coming here and really making top-notch productions here, why not talk about it? Atlanta has so much to offer. So I thought it was a perfect opportunity. And I wrote it down one time during just hanging out with my friends. I wrote it like, as an intention. And just 3 months later, the show came true. And here we have Astrid and the ATL. Anything else? Anyone's asking anything?
Weirdest celebrity interview you've ever done? That's
Weirdest?
from Kelsey Ray.
Weirdest celebrity interview I've ever done. Let's see. I think I had one recently. I have a really bad memory just because I'm a mom. And they also say creative people have really bad memories, and I feel like that's me. But let me see. I feel like recently I really had a weird one. Let me get back to that. I'll think about it, and I'll let you know.
Okay.
Yeah, I had one recently, and I remember us, like all the other reporters, also being in the room and just realizing that it was awkward, but I can't remember the star at the moment. I can tell you that one of the nicest people that we've ever interviewed, that I've ever had the chance to interview, was The Rock. He was just such a class act, grace throughout the whole time. We were meeting him at the movie theater here at the Regal, and he was just only supposed to answer one question from the audience. Remember, he stayed there for 2.5 hours talking to everyone, remembering their name, remember their questions at the end of the night. He called them up to take selfies, pictures. He was just the kindest guy. And he had to go to the set of Jumanji about 1 a.m. and he just, donated his time. With his busy schedule, I felt like he could have cut people off, and he was just super kind. Any other questions, Howard?
Right now, some are popping up. Dwayne Hedrick says, great job on the news.
Thank you so much, Dwayne. I appreciate that. We love the 9. It gives us a real opportunity just to be ourselves and to have a really interactive newscast with you guys. So it's a great experience for me. And I really appreciate the fact that you guys have really welcomed Astrid in the ATL. It's grown a lot in the last 2 years.
I do have to yell across the room, Paul, some guy, Paul from Rome wants to know what the weather's going to be tomorrow.
Paul from Rome wants to know what the weather's going to be tomorrow. What's the weather going to be like tomorrow? A chilly start to the day, Paul. Sun and clouds and a high near 58. We're taking a mic to him right now, just in case you have any more questions for him. I think somebody wrote to me, what's it like talking to Hollywood stars? When I first started, of course, I was nervous because besides going to school for broadcast journalism, I also went to school for theater. So I admire so many of these actors, and I love music. I just feel like they're both really universal. They help people connect. So I admire a lot of these people, and I get to talk to them, and I'm a fan of them. So I was definitely really nervous when I first started. I still get butterflies, but I think that they're just regular people too, and they like to be talked to like they're not objects. So with time, I've gotten more comfortable.
What's the hardest part of your job?
The hardest part of my job right now, I think it's just really feeling out people's personalities, what star you're going to interview, how they're feeling that day. Just want to make sure that they're comfortable because they do talk to so many people, and I'm sure get the same questions asked over and over again. So you want to come at them in a different way, make them feel comfortable, and be able to open up. So I think that's one of the toughest parts, just handling different personalities. You have to have kind of a psychology degree.
Celebrity crush. Do you have
Celebrity crush. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I definitely find a lot of people attractive. There's no one out there that I'm like, oh, except when I did go to the Grammys in LA, Ricky Martin was incredible. I know a lot of you can agree with that. Idris Elba is super handsome. Chris Hemsworth, Thor guy, Ryan Reynolds. I don't know if you guys will agree with me, but I like Benedict Cumberbatch. I love him. Yeah, Cumberbatch. Doctor Strange. He has just this really appeal to me. I don't know why, but I like Nick Jonas. He's cute. Tom Hardy, Bruno Mars, and Wilmer Valderrama. I wrote these down because they're a lot. I also have girl crushes because I think so many women are awesome. They're the bomb. They're powerful. But I'll save those for later. Paul, you have your mic on?
I do. I have my mic on.
You want to join me?
Can you,
so I don't feel so alone? We got Brittany walking by over here.
I'm coming over. I want to know. I'm tired of listening to Astrid in the ATL without asking the tough questions.
Oh.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm getting interrogated now.
Okay.
I'm glad I have a partner, though.
Yes. Because I used to do celebrity interviews way back when.
You had a great strut from the
Thank you very
weather
much.
desk over
That's
here.
what I do, how I do it. How you doing? You look great.
Thank you. You as well.
I know that all the interviews haven't been good. Who's your worst interview?
That's what I'm trying to remember. Oh my gosh, just because I believe Sabrina asked that earlier. Let me try to remember.
Okay. Any strange requests?
Strange requests.
See, I can remember, I didn't.
You've interviewed a lot of celebrities
like
yourself.
Richard Dreyfuss wasn't good when I interviewed him. But it was a satellite interview. I think he was just tired. When you do satellite interviews, you're either in it or out. And he was like, if I have to recap my movie one more time, so, oh my goodness.
But that's what you're doing, supposed to do.
Here was another one, is that two that I remember. One, I think he's one of the only surviving Monkees. Mickey Dolenz used to play the drums. He was in town at the Fox Theater for a movie, and I remember his PR people said, do not mention the Monkees in the interview. That's what people want to know. So I just said, well, how does this compare to other projects you've done? He hasn't done a lot of projects, So he started talking about the Monkees. So that was good.
So he did it himself.
He did it himself. So you have to work. That's some of the hard questions you have to ask, because like when you were on the set of CBS.
Okay.
Yeah. You just,
CBS this morning was a tough situation because they are these very seasoned journalists, and I was there by myself. I didn't have a crew here from Atlanta, and obviously, as I still feel like this kid who also watches the show and looks up to them. So that was difficult because there's these, like I said, 3 seasoned journalists in one side of the table, and if you look at the optics, I'm by myself in the other one. But I felt like everything went well afterwards. I handled it, and it worked out in the end. I can say that at the Grammys, not Florida Georgia line, but their publicist was the most rudest publicist I've ever met.
You know what I found out, and this was a time when Magic Johnson was on the show, and I wanted to get something signed. It was one of his T-shirts about his theaters, and I said, "Oh, I've got to get that." And he won't sign anything. That's what the publicist said. So I walked into the green room. I said, "Hey, Madge, hey, Paul," yeah, and he says, "I said, can you sign?" "Oh, sure." So he signed it. So a lot of times these publicists are there to make it difficult to protect their clients or their people.
Yeah.
So
That's
you
what they get
a
paid
bit.
to
That's
do.
what they get paid to do.
So I have another question. It says, when is the next Astrid in the ATL hour-long special?
Yeah, that's what I
I
want.
have to talk to my producer about that. He helped me plan that last year.
Let's just do it tonight. Let's just take over 11 o'clock, and we'll just keep going until we can't talk.
No, let's not.
Say hi to Ashley. Dwayne Hedrick's
Ashley.
niece Ashley says hello.
Hi, Ashley. How are you? Wanted to say hi to you from here, Astrid in the ATL, and of course, Paul.
I'm Osman in America.
Osman. Osman abroad.
Abroad, that's right.
And Paul, Mary,
Mary?
Giles.
I
Chris
like
says
Mary.
hello.
Yes. Hi, Mary. How you doing? How's everything? We like to call this segment Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, hush.
Okay. Obviously,
Okay,
the
another
beauty.
question for you. Person that you want to interview that you haven't interviewed.
Okay, so I would love
persons.
to interview, of course, former President Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, who's supposed to be coming here. I think it's April or May for her becoming tour. And I would love to interview Eva Longoria. I completely look up to her. And, of course, Sonia Sotomayor.
Wow. That's a hot list.
Yes, I know.
Lots of luck with that one.
I know, I'm
You'll have to
trying.
you'll have to go through some security for those.
It's okay. You know, I almost tackled Oprah's security when she got here.
I remember that. I
Yes.
remember that time, yeah.
I knew that she wasn't going to come inside the front of the building because there was a long red carpet. So I went around the back and I said, let me chance it. Maybe she'll pull up this way. When I went around, she was getting out of this huge black SUV and her security was there. And I was like,
Yeah.
Oprah, can you say hi to someone from Atlanta? And she's like, hello. So
That was your,
I almost
brought
got
your
tackled.
greatness there. Yeah, exactly.
David had a question.
David, in the audience.
Who's made you laugh the hardest?
Who's made me laugh? What about you, Paul, while I think of it?
I interviewed Jon Stewart. I thought he was very, very funny and sarcastic. Ellen DeGeneres, when I interviewed her, when she used to hang around Atlanta a lot of times in the 90s. And I remember going to a New Year's Eve show at what used to be the Funny Bone here in Atlanta. It's no longer the Funny Bone. And she was doing a stamp. So I was interviewing. I remember on the show, I was interviewing. I said, "Hey, do you think you could ever get your show?" And this is before she had that sitcom Ellen, I think it was called. And I said, just like that guy, Tom Allen. She goes, Tom Allen? How about Tim Allen? You mean Tim Allen? Tom is his brother. He might have a show too. She was very quick-witted, so that she was very funny.
I like that because it shows that they're paying attention to you.
Yeah.
They don't have just like these jokes that are written down. I think the one that was the funniest that visited here was Ice Cube, because at that time we had one of our photogs who was in a wheelchair because he had a surgery.
Right.
And when Ice Cube came walking by, he showed him like some paper for him to sign it, and Ice Cube saw that he was in a wheelchair. He's like, "Oh yeah, of course I'll sign it." And then he got up. He said, "What, man? You can walk?" So it was really funny, his
Right.
reaction, and
Yeah,
I thought it was
absolutely.
really cool.
Yeah, I remember being on the set of Friends when Friends was a big thing on NBC, and I remember, you wait around, as you know, for interviews, waiting till the stars get ready, and there was like 3 reporters, and each of us would get 2 friends, and so I was the last. They said, "Listen, so you have to wait a while. Let's go over to Suddenly Susan, interview Brooke Shields," which was a delight. She's a delightful person, and then there's a call on the walkie-talkie. Jennifer Aniston and David Schwimmer are sitting in seats waiting for Paul Osman. I go, oh my goodness, that's not going to be good. So I get there, and it wasn't one of my favorite interviews.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I won't go into details because they might be watching. But
if
yeah.
it's already the energy's weird and it's not
It
receptive,
is, that's right.
then it sets you off to a bad
Well,
start.
and that's interesting that a lot of folks don't realize there's a dynamic with interviews. You go in for hoping for the best, and it can turn really great. It can turn bad.
Really fast.
Yeah, and interviewing, you just have to almost. I always try to do try to do a pre-interview, like
Yes.
get a sense.
Yeah, and that's why I say psychology is really important in this gig, because you have to feel out how the star, the celebrity is doing. Some of them are just make you feel comfortable as soon as they see you. Like Chrissy Metz, she was here yesterday. The nicest and sweetest person, along with the producer from her latest movie, Breakthrough, Devon Franklin. And I just knew that interview was going to be great. And there's some that, they're tense and you have to work them, and they'll either change along the interview, or they just are blocked.
You just remind. Oh, God.
We got a
Go.
question.
Ron Ledford wants to give a shout out to his daughter Christina.
Christina.
Ron Ledford, hi to your daughter Christina. Thank you so
Christina.
much for tuning in to CBS46 and Peachtree. We love your support.
Favorite movie shot in Georgia?
Favorite movie shot? Well, right now I have to say that currently Bad Boys 3, because they've kept me up for 3 nights.
Oh my
while
goodness.
they were
That's right. That's right.
while they were shooting, the car chase scene and some really huge stunt scenes. It was just cool to see that outside my window.
Yeah.
It was just it's really awesome.
You know what my favorite thing is, and I've told you this before. I am so psyched about this the second season of Cobra Kai.
Yeah. Because your friends are in it.
I mean, it's like I grew up watching Ralph Macchio and all the Karate Kid stuff. You haven't seen it. The second season, it's filmed in Georgia, so it's I want to try to be but it's crazy stuff. I'm like addicted to it. I got like Cobra Kai T-shirts and.
You're a true fan.
Yeah,
there's
I
been
am a true fan.
there's been so many great movies though shot here even before I started working here. So I would have to look that up. I know that there's Robert De Niro movies that have been shot here, Jane Fonda movies, just big actors that I really look up to.
Everything.
So I would have to look that up. I'm still trying to think of my worst interview.
Smokey and the Bandit was shot here too.
Yeah. Smokey and the Bandit.
Do you know, you just brought up something. I remember pre-interview, I was, Elizabeth Shue was on the show. Speaking of Karate Kid, she was in the first one, but she's become an actress, I think, nominated for an Academy Award for Leaving Las Vegas or something like that. Well, anyway, she got on the set. She was so nervous. She was waiting. I was reading. She sat down. I was reading something off the prompter. She goes, "Oh my gosh, how do you do what you do?" And I said, "Well, how do you do what you do?"
Yeah.
I mean, how well acting, that's just a tough gig there. But she was just so nervous. So some of them do get nervous. And a lot of people have to realize is that some of the great actors that we have, we're talking about like De Niro and Pacino, some of these older ones, they're introverted people.
Mm-hmm.
They have trouble being themselves to casual people, so they have a tendency to stay quiet.
And that camera is where they're able to, just become someone else.
Absolutely, and it's
magical.
magical.
I absolutely understand that because I am actually, if you didn't know, pretty shy, and where I can be comfortable is here in the newsroom.
Absolutely, you can. So she's putting on an act. That's what she wants to say.
Behind the scenes, we have Brittany. Maybe she'll come and say hi in a little bit.
Brittany's doing camera.
Because I'm shy. That's how I am.
Yeah, she's from New Jersey too. She's a Jersey girl too.
Doesn't mean
Yeah,
I am.
Jersey girl.
I was raised in New Jersey. Any other questions? Who's your celebrity crush?
Do you know? I interviewed a lot of people. The ones that actually, I interviewed
Justin Bieber? No, I'm kidding.
Cindy Crawford, Kathy Ireland. But the one that got me was Nicolette Sheridan.
Oh wow!
I thought she was really.
Okay.
And Jennifer Aniston. I mean, we see Jennifer Aniston in person. It's definitely
starstruck.
Yeah. I mean, it's just there's something about her.
Yeah.
I think that's the one thing with some of these people that are supposedly larger than life is sometimes there's an aura around them.
Yes, the energy, definitely.
The energy that comes with them, and I felt that way for those.
Yeah, there's some celebrities that I've interviewed that I'm like, oh, they seem just so regular, and there's some that I just feel like they float on air, like J-Lo. She floats at the Grammys.
Yeah.
Another question?
Yes, so type of music, what type of music do you like, and is the Grammys really all that?
The Grammys red carpet is all that. For me, it was an adrenaline rush. I love when you have just different kinds of artists coming back to back, like the fact that you have Dolly Parton in 1 second and then five other seconds later, the Backstreet Boys are walking by. And I just love, for me, that's a rush. That's where I come alive, I feel.
Do you one of the Backstreet Boys lives in Atlanta?
Yeah, Alpharetta. He gave a shout out to Alpharetta.
Yeah.
Brian, the shorter one. He lives in Alpharetta. I love all kinds of music. I, of course, grew up in Colombia, South America, so I love Hispanic music, reggaeton, salsa, merengue. And then I love living in Texas. That's where I learned to love country music.
Absolutely.
I love rap and hip hop. Was raised on that in New Jersey from the early 90s, 80s.
She was in a music video.
A long time ago.
Which one was it? Tell it. Come on, let's have fun.
You'll have to go back to the Astrid and the ATL archives.
That's right.
And then you can find out.
Yeah, you look good. You were dancing.
And you dance with me every day.
Yes, we do. I'm silly that way.
Yeah, behind the scenes. We dance every day before we go on camera.
Absolutely.
To loosen up.
Loosen up. That's right. Any other question?
Someone asked, tell us your worst job you've ever had.
The worst job I've ever had? I work at a bail bond agency.
Really?
And I used to get
That's
letters.
how we met. That's how we met.
Yeah,
That's
that's how we
yeah.
met. And I
Yeah.
used to get letters from the prisoners all the time,
Oh,
which that's
boy.
not the bad part. My boss was awful.
There you go.
My boss was awful. He was the worst.
Yeah.
And I worked at Radio Shack when I was 17. I worked at Pizza Hut when I was 15. But I didn't
Wow.
mind those.
That's neat,
The
though.
Bales Bond agency was the worst.
Ugh.
What about you?
A worst job, I didn't have a lot of jobs. In this business, I don't even consider it a job. It's my pleasure.
This business for sure.
I worked, this is one thing. I didn't mind it so much because I was getting paid. This was in New Jersey. A friend of mine somehow got where he was digging graves. So he asked me if I would help out. I was getting like $8 an hour to dig a 4 foot by 6 foot.
Are we sure that wasn't The Sopranos that you were working
It
on?
could have been. Oh, I got some stories about that. Because I'm from Jersey. We all have those stories.
Any other questions, Howard? Just saying. Well,
Hope I don't owe anyone money.
someone on Twitter wrote, "You're beautiful." I think he was talking to you,
No, they're
Mr.
talking
Sullivan
to
Jr.
you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, they better be talking to you.
Thank you.
You
so
are beautiful.
Okay.
She looks better.
What's your favorite TV show or movie?
I don't watch a lot of things. I get into one of those like rabbit holes for things like I'm watching Andy Griffith's like
Okay.
old time things, and I watch The Sopranos all the way through, and I'm always looking for the next good thing to kind of watch how it was. I tried to watch Breaking Bad.
Yeah, and I've never seen one episode.
Oh my gosh, it just got too intense. I had to shut it off. I mean, that was
Last year I binged Frasier. I love that
yeah,
show.
Frasier's. Yeah,
And this,
that may be in my next one.
I love Frasier. And then this, right now I'm watching The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Love that show.
Oh, that's great.
Such a good show. It's
Trivia
on
question
Amazon Prime.
for New Jersey's over here. You remember Jim O'Brien, the weatherman? Yeah, his daughter was Perry. Was Roz
on
Frasier?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, yeah.
Who would have thunk
That's
it?
the reason I'm in TV, because of Jim O'Brien.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a-
What other question would you like to answer?
Oh, I have to. They're for you.
No, these are not for me.
Yes. What's your favorite perfume? See, I want to answer that. No, I'm just
don't-
kidding.
All right. I don't know if our 15 minutes are up, but I think they are.
No.
We've talked enough, guys.
Oh,
Brittany wants to come say hi.
Brittany.
Brittany,
on,
come say hi.
Come on, Brittany.
Come say hi.
Come on,
Peachtree TV anchor. Come say hi.
It's not a lot of people here because
Yeah,
Brittany.
not a lot of people are here because
you know I make up
there's
songs
no
for
9 p.m.
people?
Here she is strutting her stuff.
I have a song I make up for Brittany every time she walks in.
What is it?
She doesn't want me to. It's Brittany Miller time. It's Brittany Miller time.
I like this
It's
song.
Brittany Miller time. So we just go Brittany Miller time.
So if you want to be heard, you got to take the mic sometime.
Yes. Hi. You want you talk? I'm gonna get lost. You do it.
It's not a part of the plan.
Yes, it is part of the plan.
That's why it's live television.
Hello,
Nice to
world.
see
Thank you.
Hug.
I
You
thought
do
your
great.
time was over.
She does a marvelous job with your segment. So
Thank
I'll let
you.
know.
Thank
You're
you.
the best.
Now let's Brittany talk. You could
It's
say hi for
Brittany
5
Miller
minutes.
time. It's Brittany.
Miller
I'm
time.
so shy. I wasn't expecting this. I was on my
Brittany,
dinner break.
who
but
is
I'm
your
here.
celebrity crush?
Who's my celebrity crush? Boris Kojo. He's fine.
He is fine.
Shamar Moore. He's fine.
He came here and gave you
I
a
have a
big
type.
hug and kiss. Homewrecker.
Yes, these men are married, but I'm just saying they're also attractive.
Shamar's not married. Shamar's not married.
Oh, Boris is married.
Boris is married, but Shamar gave her a big hug
He did.
and kiss on
He called me
Instagram.
Pinky because I was wearing pink at the time. It was great. I'll post it. It's actually on my Instagram.
It's on her Instagram, and she thinks they're married now because of that.
I'm gonna come back. I'm coming back. Who else is my celebrity crush? Morris Chestnut. He's
Yes.
some nice chocolate.
He's been my celebrity crush.
Is he married?
too. Yes, he's married.
Dang it. Gotta change.
Gotta change your crushes.
Gotta change
that's
who
why.
I like.
That's why I tried.
All
to,
right, next question.
Next
Let's
question.
Move on. Let's
Have
move on.
you ever been starstruck by anyone interviewing?
No. No. I think celebrities are normal people, and if you treat them like that, then, I think you'll have a productive interview. And, they're flawed just like everybody else.
Okay,
are.
cool.
No,
But if Boris was here, we'll see.
Yeah, yeah. And when Shamar came, I threw on my makeup. Like, I was ready to go. Like, let's do it.
Yeah, that's the.
What's your next one?
Who's your dream interview?
Beyonce. But see, the thing is, I love her, so I don't know if I'd be able to interview her. I may just faint. And any of the Spice Girls, I would also faint. Right, Brittany Edney? She's not listening to me.
So-
say hi to Wanda Wolf, and she's
Hi,
from
she on this
Bishop,
side?
Georgia. and also
Wanda Wolf.
Yep.
Wanda Wolf, hello.
Bishop, and then
From Bishop.
Terry Corley from LaGrange.
Terry.
What's up, LaGrange? Ask us some questions. I just got roped into this last minute. I don't even have any lipstick on right now. I
You look
probably
good.
need some chapstick,
No,
but
you
it's
don't.
fine.
You look good.
It's cool. You got to be ready at all times.
You look good.
So what else are we talking about?
We were talking about how did you get into your line of work?
In high school, I liked writing, and then I realized I can also talk on TV and write, and I was like, oh, this is cool.
Put them together
And put them together, and then here we are in Atlanta, in the A, living it up.
every day. What's up? I think we're good, actually. They told us in the back we could sign off. Are you ready to sign off? Are you?
Yeah, I
having
just
fun?
got here, so I'm ready to go. I mean, I've only been here for a couple seconds, but it's cool.
But you'll see her at 11 on CBS46.
Yeah, be sure to tune in on CBS 46 at 11 for our Friday night show. And tomorrow, I'm going to tease this up because
Yeah,
I'm here.
do it, yeah.
Tomorrow, come back. I'll be here with Mike Dunstan. That's where we have the real party show at 9 o'clock. We're going to give you a tour of our CBS 46 studios. And then at 11 o'clock, we'll also be on set giving you your Saturday night fun. That's what we try to do every weekend. And it is a lot of fun because you can't really be too serious all the time, you know? Got to be fun.
I always have fun in my job. Shout out to the Philatogs in the back right now, Chris Peters, Mark Melvin. Thank you, Howard Dorsey, for giving us our questions.
Can't see any of these people, but they're here.
Yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. We really appreciate it. I know that, being on Facebook sometimes is different than watching us on the news, but thank you for taking your time to share that with us.
Go out, have some fun tonight, be safe, and we'll see you at 11.
Whoop, whoop.
All right.